Where? Wait, where'd it go? Where's this cloak, dude? Seriously. I know you're in here, bro. Oh! Oh, come on, dude. Oh. Yes. I love this game, dude. So how long can the hype last? What's good, everybody? Today we're gonna have a ramble, a nice sit down, relaxing chat, Titanfall 2 goodness about the population right now on PC. It's going down, but not too much, like nothing more than I think what players would expect. I want to talk about sort of the future, what I think the next 6 months could look like, Apex Legends stuff, and then maybe some Titanfall 3 speculation as we move towards the next generation consoles. So with that said, man, I hope you guys are enjoying Titanfall 2 right now on PC. If you've been following the channel, you know it released on Steam. It gave the population a very healthy boost, but those numbers are starting to decline. So to frame the conversation, back before the Steam release, back when it was just the Origin client for the PC side of things, I was playing Titanfall 2 every Monday night with my friends. We've been doing that for about 6-7 weeks now. Before the Steam release, population numbers were around 1,000, maybe 1,100. Depends on the time, depends on the day, but that was a pretty common factor for us seeing player counts on Monday nights. Then the Steam release, dude, and the number bumped up to like 12, 13,000. It was awesome, and it's still awesome. That number is now around 6,000 to 7,000. I totally expected this. I think everybody sort of expected it. There's always a core player base, a core fan set for Titanfall that will stick around. And it's cool that the numbers are higher. You can still get matches really quickly. It's still a very hype time to do this. Granted, I think there's some doom and gloomers who will be like, dude, it's already going down. And obviously in like 3-4 months, I see Titanfall 2 PC probably settling in and around maybe 2,000 concurrent, 3,000 concurrent players. There's a lot of theories. Players think maybe it's the skill ceiling that, doesn't keep people playing this game. Maybe it was the terrible launch date sandwiched in between some of EA's biggest titles with not the marketing spend that the title deserved. Or maybe it's none of those things, and Titanfall 2 just doesn't have the retention capabilities that everybody thinks it does. I don't know if I agree with any of those three, or if it's just a bunch of intangible things that nobody can really track, because here we are years later, and Titanfall 2 is still my favorite shooter of the last 5 years, hands down. I love this game, and for the people who get into it and really dive into the sandbox, it's viciously replayable, man, and I wish more games were like this. But it does beg the question, with the success of Apex Legends, why has there been so little cross-promotion on Respawn's part to try and get people into Titanfall 2, right? Couldn't you have some sort of call to action within Apex Legends, a little box, a tab, something like that? Hey, check out our other offerings. Maybe one of the latest news boxes promoting Titanfall 2, even if it's like, hey, Titanfall 2 is on Steam right now. Do you love this universe? But you haven't seen that. Is that a product perhaps of live service games where it's all about creating the hobby? They want you playing that game every single day, to buy the battle pass, to push a little progress further, for it to be a living universe. They don't want to take the chance of separating you, pushing you somewhere else. Look at Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. It's just the campaign. It came out a little bit earlier this year, and yet what you would normally think would be the shoe-in, like the easy purchase, the easy win for Activision, make MW2 Remastered multiplayer. People would love that. They did not do that. They went for just the campaign because they did not want to split the player base and the success that we're having in Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone, which kind of stinks, right? I'm definitely over here going, why was there not MW2 Remastered multiplayer? I would have loved it, but I think maybe some of the similar logic possibly applies at the higher levels in the boardrooms at EA when they're discussing some of these things, these high-level decisions, because Apex has brought in an entirely new potential player base for the Titanfall universe. I know there are tons of people who probably like the characters and the weapons and the movement in Apex Legends who want a team deathmatch style mode, who would probably absolutely gravitate towards Titanfall in a heartbeat. Now we have to factor one more thing into this conversation about what's ahead for Titanfall 2, okay, and Apex Legends as a whole. The new consoles are coming out this holiday. It feels very funky with just how crazy 2020 has been, that new consoles are coming out in just a few months, and for the most part, we don't know a ton of games that are arriving. I know on the PlayStation side that we do, but many of these franchises, what's their future going to look like? What is, the player base going to be come PS5 and Series X? I don't know. It's just pure speculation. But from a Titanfall standpoint, And with the success of Apex, you would think this is the moment to really capitalize on it. Are EA and Respawn going to bring Apex Legends over to PS5 and Series X? You can probably bet your bottom dollar, but are they going to do anything more than that? It seems like a really great marketing opportunity to draw more eyes again into this universe and into this space. With how little we've heard about Titanfall 3, other than just musings here and there, if you want to check out full details on that, I've covered it here. Again, if you guys watch the channel, you know I latch onto any tiny bit of Titanfall 3 news and just try and cover it as much as I can. I really want to see this franchise move forward. Other than Zampella wanting to have more things in this franchise, there's nothing concrete and there's nothing that we know about. Obviously, Respawn has a new studio that's taking over the sort of live service element of Apex Legends. Does this give them the flexibility to pivot to something new? And is that new thing even going to be a Titanfall 3? I don't know. I hope so. I certainly hope so. And I know many of you guys do too. But I think we have to maybe come to grips with the concept that maybe Titanfall 3 isn't a 2021 or a 2022 thing. What if this franchise just morphs into Apex Legends forever? Well, in that case, then Titanfall 2 is likely going to always have this core fan base. It'll be small, and it will continue to probably like slowly dwindle from this point forward, which is why I'm trying to encourage so many people, check this thing out right now. The next 6 months may be sort of the last hoorah of this title before it's just remembered in all the positive articles and coverage. I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning of this video, but it seems like a lot of people love Titanfall 2, but it doesn't always translate into those epic numbers. So, and who knows, maybe that there's a studio that Respawn's going to be managing who's going to take care of a Titanfall 3. The reason why I don't think it's, I don't know, very likely that the franchise for Titanfall is done is purely because of how big the plans were for the Titanfall universe, right? There was supposed to be TV integrations, like narrative TV integrations. You were supposed to have a larger universe with more games. You were even looking at some free-to-play options. Maybe Respawn has put the pause button on Titanfall as a franchise right now because of just how the space is changing, transitioning. We're living through, I think, the tail end of the initial BR bubble. Battle Royale games are going to always be popular from this point forward. They're just going to be like a part of the FPS space, but it's not going to be the darling of the industry that it was for so long these last couple of years, where every company is just falling all over themselves to make sure they have a BR offering. Additionally, you have monetization models changing. The traditional $60 FPS game with a single-player campaign, a multiplayer mode, some sort of like horde-based wave stuff, that seems to be dissipating and going away, or at least it's transitioning. I don't know what the new monetization model of the future is. Could a Titanfall 3 be a free-to-play live service game? Yeah, possibly. Titanfall 2 at the time sort of broke the mold because it did free DLC for its players. It added new maps. It added new modes. It did these really cool limited time event style things that eventually stayed with the game permanently, but it was doing that all at a time where it wasn't as common, right? It was the transitionary phase between, all right, you bought the game, now purchase the season pass to get these maps. They were ahead of the curve when it came to that, and it really was for the benefit of the title, right? More positive reception from the player base going, good guy Respawn's over here making new modes. Check out Livefire, this is sweet. Frontier Defense, no way. All of that stuff added up for a fantastic package at the end. So in conclusion, right, population now dropping on PC. It's nowhere near like its previous levels, but it will probably get there. If there's no new Titanfall news or anything heard by the time PS5 or Series X gets here, I really don't know what the sort of future looks like. I'll be a player that returns and keeps playing this title for as long as possible. It's been a long time since I've had an FPS game sort of always supply this level of fun and the creativity the sandbox allows. And I don't know, the community is super cool. I know I'm sort of a little bit periphery to the community. I see myself more as like FPS YouTuber, focus on Halo, that kind of a thing, who's always loved Titanfall. And from that standpoint, the community's always been super supportive, nice, chill, and it's just been fun to make videos of. Purely from the gameplay's fun to watch, and I believe that this fan base genuinely loves this game more than almost any other FPS fan base that I've been around. So with that said, I really want to know what you guys think about all of this. I know it's a bit of a ramble, but it's sometimes fun to muse about the future, even when it's clouded in secrecy and we really don't know anything. other than Sam Pella wants to see more of this. Can he make that happen? Well, Respawn's now having more success than they have ever had before. Between Fallen Order and Apex Legends, I truly think if they went to EA and said, look, bro, we can do this and we can make it work, they could, and they would. But at the same time, too, look at the success Titanfall 2 had initially. What more do they need to do? In a Titanfall 3, I want the exact same thing with just new maps and some new weapons and maybe more often on the balance changes, and we're good, you know? I felt like they ticked all the boxes with the original release. If you guys want to hear more about what I'm talking about with the Titanfall 3 rumors and news, you can check out the video that I'll leave on screen or in the description below. Thanks for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel, and you can follow me over on Twitter at BBKDragoon. Have a good rest of your week, and I will see you again next time.